Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode from Ask Anna, your place to be for inspiration and education and just motivation to live a healthy, happy, and fulfilling life. So, this is me, Anna Sperling, and this is my little daughter, Lena, who is present with me a lot because she doesn't really like to lie down. So, I have her with me and we record those little videos. So, today I want to talk to you about something really that's really close to my heart, and I feel actually quite vulnerable about it because this is something really personal that I want to share with you. And the reason why I want to do this is to show you that I'm human, that no matter of how far along your journey you think you are, that there are always things in your life that you feel are not, or that may not be 100% brilliant, or that are struggles or stumbling blocks or bad habits or whatever. So today I want to let you into a bad habit that I'm trying currently to change, and I will share with you a powerful technique that I use to get out of the shame rabbit hole, and why that is important for you to know, or how that can help you, and also 3 fun ways to turn your bad habits into good ones. Okay, so my bad habit that I'm currently working on is late night eating, and not in the sense that I just been I'm not binging or anything, but because my current circumstances, that I can't hardly work during the day because I'm with Lena, and I've made the decision for me that I want to be fully present with her, so I hardly work during the day anymore, and I do my work in the evening once both of my children are in bed, simply because I don't want to miss them growing up. I don't want to miss the whole growing up thing. So this is my decision, right? So I'm working in the evenings, usually starting from like 8:30 until maybe 11, sometimes 12, depending on what's going on in my business. And we have dinner and the kids are in bed, and then my partner goes off and asks, "Do you want anything from the corner shop?" Right? And I go, "No." Right? I really don't want to eat anymore. I've had my dinner. I'm fine. I'm only working for a few hours, and I'm good. And in my head, I'm thinking, "Oh fuck yeah! I really would love like a bag of Haribos, or something sugary to keep me going, to give me energy, to help me focus, and to just give me that push in order to do 3 hours of working, right?" So, but I say no, right? And in my head, I go, "Yes, please." And because obviously he knows me, right, he comes back with a big bag of Haribo, puts it on the table, and off he goes doing his own thing. And so then I have this dialogue, right? And this is so familiar to when I used to be really in the food, right? The kind of the head mess where you kind of, you want to have the donut, but you want to be good, and if you have a bite, you're going to end up having 10, and you just feel totally shit and crap, and you end up binging and all that stuff. And you don't want to treat yourself like this and all that. So I'm having this conversation going on where the one side is saying you really want to be you want to be good. So I'm even falling into the whole being good, being bad thing, or I can I can see this happening. And you want to be an example. You're teaching other women how to deal with your feelings in a different way so that you don't have to eat. You cannot do your work if you're eating Haribos yourself. Who do you think you are, sharing this message around having a healthy relationship with food when you're sitting there eating sugar, and so all that kind of stuff is going on. And then on the other hand is the kind of, my God, Anna, just give yourself a break, woman. Okay, it's not the end of the world. You are okay. Yes, you can make different choices, and it's okay to make different choices, right? It's okay to not have anything. It's okay to have a bag of Haribos. It's okay to go and do your raw desserts, right? So this is my current bad habit that I'm eating, and this is the process that I'm working through. And I wanted to share that with you because it felt so, I felt so icky over the past few weeks that, I just want to be really honest with you, right? I want you to know that it is okay to have ongoing things around food, right? That don't have to be so in depth anymore. And it's an ongoing journey, right? As your circumstances change, as stuff comes up in your life, you may old habits may kick in because they're in your comfort zone, because you know that they're working, And it's, you know, you can fall back into them, and that's okay, that happens. And here's what I want you to take away with, okay? So here are the tools that I'm using. So the biggest thing that I'm learning is that the whole crappiness that comes with binging or food addiction or sugar addiction or, you know, food struggle, whatever you want to call it or define it, is how we are feeling about ourselves. Not so much actually about what we're eating, but what we are making this mean about us, okay? So if you're, you know, if you're thinking, you know, I have to eat, or, you know, I want to eat to be good, I want to eat to be healthy, and then you have a bag of Haribos and you make that mean that you are actually weak, that you can't stick with anything, that you are a bad person, that you are a bad example, you know, you're falling into that shame rabbit hole. You're falling into the shame trap. And this is where the real pain lies, where the real ickiness is, where, you know, where you feel actually really crap about yourself because you're attaching a certain meaning to a simple behavior, right? If you break it down, it is just food. It is, well, if you want to call it food, it is just eating, right? It's nothing more, but you're giving it more meaning than it has. You're giving it a meaning about who you are as a person. Okay, so if you're stripping away all the attachments that you put on how you're eating, it's gonna get really, really clear that actually it hasn't got anything to do with you, right? It is simply a behavior that you do, and it doesn't say anything about who you are as a person, but how you perceive yourself or what you think of yourself. Okay, so if I'm sitting there in my Haribos thinking, oh my God, you know, who do you think you are? You know, you can't do your job because you're eating, and then you're teaching women how not to eat, that kind of stuff, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I feel really like, you know, imposter or fraud or whatever. But this is the meaning that I'm giving it, okay? And this is what I'm really attached to. I'm attached to feeling shit about myself. And I'm using this situation with a bag of Haribos to actually prove the point that I'm crap, that I'm shit, that I'm an imposter, and all those negative beliefs that I, on a deep level, still have going on, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Work in progress. Okay, so to get out of the shame rabbit hole, the number one thing, or the most helpful thing to do, is to share it. To share it, just like I'm doing right now, right? It feels horrible. It feels icky. I cannot tell you how scared I am what you think of this, and that you not like me anymore and all this stuff. But it's my thing, right? This is for me to deal with. But you have to share it, because otherwise it turns into that dirty little secret. And if you're struggling about food, you know how horrible it feels to have, I always call it like a dirty little food affair. It's like having an affair with food, right? Sneaking off when everybody's asleep in the kitchen, right? Hoping nobody will see you or hear you. Eating in your office when nobody's looking. And that's where the shame is, because it's done in secret and hiding. You know, you're hiding yourself, you feel embarrassed about it. And, you know, the way to cut through shame is to actually, one of the really helpful things is to share it. Sharing is caring, right? So if there's someone in your life who you trust, and you really have to trust them, open up. Let them know what's going on, what you're struggling with, right? Click respond and write me an email. I want to hear, right? If you don't have anyone in your life, write to me. I'd love to hear about your current struggle with food. Leave a comment below. Share it, okay? Expose it, right? The ego is most strongest when it's all secret and hidden. Look. So, share it with us. And the third thing that I wanted to share with you are 3 powerful ways to actually turn that bad habit into a good one. And this is what I'm doing this is what I'm practicing at the moment. So number one thing is awareness. So you need to actually be aware of what it is that's really going on right now. And you have to set a goal of how you want it to be different, right? So for me, it's, I don't want to eat before I go to bed. Right? Because I can't sleep, I feel full, I wake up feeling about myself. I don't want to do it. It's not serving me anymore. This is leading me on to number 2, right? So number 1, awareness. What are you doing? And setting your goal. Why do you want to change? Or what do you want to change? Number 2 is actually recognizing and giving thanks for the purpose that this behavior has fulfilled. We are goal-driven, we're human beings. We never do anything that hasn't got a payoff for us, right? So for me, right, eating a bag of Haribos is bringing me energy. There's no doubt about it. It tastes good, it's giving me energy, and I get work done. Okay? So thank you, bag of Haribo, for giving me that energy. Now, the second point to that is, it is no longer serving you. Why do you want to change this? Because it's no longer serving your goal. Right? My goal is to nurture myself, to treat myself well. Having a bag of Haribos before I go to sleep is not serving that goal anymore. Right? It's serving the goal of making me feel crap. Right? So, say thank you, how it actually has served you, and then be really conscious of why it doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, so make a couple of bullet points. And then the third thing is, very simple, very practical, what is one, just the one, and everyone can do one, inspired action step that you can take for 7 days to actually change that. So for me, it would be going to bed at 10 o'clock. And I know that if I eat dinner at 7, I don't have to have anything to eat for 2 hours. You know, I can totally manage without that. I don't. Right? So one inspired action step, and inspired because it's goal driven, right? Your new goal orientated. Going to bed at 10 o'clock. Simple. I can do that for 7 days. Easy. Right? So I hope this is helpful. And I would absolutely love and support you and encourage you and prompt you and encourage you to leave a comment letting me know what is your one bad habit that you're struggling with at the moment, one thing that you want to change. What have you changed already? What worked for you? Any tips that you can share with us? Please leave a comment, let us know. If you find that helpful, share it on your social media. You know, sharing is caring. And I hope it's serving you, right? If you've got any other things that you want me to talk about, to cover, leave a comment, let me know. I need to hear from you. I want to hear from you. And I love you and believe in the greatness within you. Have a fabulous day. Bye.